listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm the developer of the LOZ app and the LOZ Podcast Network. And today we are talking to Matthew Frisk from All Around Movers. Matthew, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You know, Matthew's just got into the app. He's got a section in moving. So if you need any help moving your home, your business, your dock, anything you want, Matthew can handle you. He's got a great group of guys. They're so polite. I've used these guys before, and you guys just do an amazing job. How did you get into the moving business?
So I just turned 30. I've been moving since I was 18. It was just my first job after high school.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, he's older than me, he's 3 years older than me. He got a moving job when he got out of school and stuff. And then once I finally graduated, I graduated from Stover down here on the lake. But once I graduated, I moved to Kansas City, and I went to college and stuff. So moving was my first job. You know, $10 an hour back in the day, back in 2013.
I bet you're not paying that anymore.
No, I can't. I wouldn't be able to get workers if I paid that much nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, people
amazing how that's all.
People wouldn't feel appreciated if they got paid $10 an hour.
But now you got, so you got your main location, which is over in Sunrise Beach, right? I'm sorry, Camdenton.
Camdenton now.
And then you have a store too, right?
Yeah. So at the Camden location, the perks of being a mover is people give you free furniture. We're on the job.
I'm not going to use this. Somebody take it off my hand.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
But it's nice stuff, right?
Yeah. You know, it's just amazing what we get. Honestly, you know, it's like stuff is so lightly used since there's a lot of second homeowners down here.
Right.
When people buy and sell homes, they leave their furniture and the buyers, they got their own. So I take furniture. I don't buy it. I'm not a consignment, more of a discount thrift.
Right. You guys moved it, and for the price of moving it, you get to resell it. And,
yes.
But the nice part about that is somebody's going to get a deal on that.
Definitely. You know, my prices are definitely cheaper than anywhere you'll go. You know, I get it for free. I get so much of it. I want it gone.
I'm sure a lot of beds, probably.
Beds, dressers, nightstands, couches, pretty much anything you could think that is in a home. I even got, you know, back in the day, I got given a tanning bed before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I get all kinds of stuff, you know, and
workout equipment that nobody used.
Yeah. And honestly, you might show up like, dang, this is cool. Yeah.
So let's talk about, you know, the whole process of moving is stressful. You know, people will tell you all the time, it's not the most fun.
It's hard work for sure.
It's hard work, but I mean, just the homeowners that are just trying to get organized. And, you know, what do you guys do for a new client? So when they come to you and say, I need to move my home, are they packing everything in boxes? Are you guys packing it? How does it work? Is there different levels that you go in and say, we'll do this for you, or we want it to be packed up before we get here? How does it work?
Yeah, we offer full service. It just depends on what the customer wants. I will pack your stuff one day, and then we'll show up the next day. We'll move it, depending on where you're going, how far you're going. But some people pack their own stuff, and then they just need help with the labor and the moving. So it really, all depends on the customer and what they want us to do. But we're full service, you know, professional as it gets. I like to think we know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when we show up, we're going to do the job the right way. But yeah, we'll pack your stuff, but I like to divide it. So we'll pack one day. I don't like to pack and move the same day. You know, I always tell people more prepared you are, the cheaper the bill will be.
Right. If it's ready for me when I get there.
Yeah, because we charge by the hour.
Yeah.
And most moving companies will charge by the hour if it's locally. So I always like more prepared you are, say the boxes are ready to go, beds. You know, we'll take beds apart if we need to, but if they are already taken apart, that's one less thing we have to do.
Right.
You know, if you're a person that's trying to save money.
Yeah.
But now if you want us to do everything, you know, we're prepared to work.
Yeah. And you prefer people when they pack boxes to put as much and as heavy as material in one box as they can, right? Like everything that you can get in one box. If you can make it 150 pounds, then do it.
Definitely, maybe a bounce.
I'm jesting.
Yeah.
Jesting. Like you guys have to remember, and I tell this all the time, you know, my wife will pack a box and I'll be like, no human can lift this box. You got it all in, but moving it around.
You'll get dollies and stuff. But you don't want the box to cave in with the head wet the way, you know. I say like books, for example, small boxes. fill the small box up, but use small boxes.
Right.
And then like pots and pans, probably larger boxes. So there is certain kind of things certain box size you want to use depending on like China. I say China, you kind of want it either small or maybe medium as big. No, because you want it compact.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you guys move big stuff because you just did, you helped out the Shootout charity a couple times, really, but you helped us out with a huge laminating machine that we had to move, and it was 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy.
And, but you guys handled it, and it was amazing because, that kind of stuff, I think people don't realize, like you do commercial stuff too, right? I mean, you'll help move, business offices and restaurants and all that kind of
I've moved restaurants already. I moved a couple, I moved Stewart's down here. I moved Red's Barbecue. I moved Vinny's, there's some of the places. Right. So anything that a man could do with dolly and hands, I do. I'm moving equipment. We'll pattern wrap your stuff, but yeah, we're capable. We do pool tables, gun safes, pianos, hot tubs.
Okay, yeah. So anything,
any of that's the kind of stuff, Now, if it's like over 1,000 pounds, you might get some machinery, But like as long as a mover, you could think of a mover, we're capable.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Talk about your family a little bit. So, I know you're married and you have a little daughter.
Yeah.
Tell us, about how it is being a dad and running a company and all the fun stuff that, you get to juggle right now.
Yeah. I'm newly married, probably a couple of years now, but we're still young, I've lived longer not married than married, but I always tell my wife, you're the only girl I will ever marry. She's great. She's a hard worker herself.
Does she work with you in the company?
So she helps me, but I wouldn't say she she's my wife. So she's there to help me if I ever need it.
Right.
But she works at a little restaurant called Carmelita's.
Oh, okay.
She works part-time there, Fridays and Saturdays, mostly when you see her.
Great restaurant.
Otherwise, she's going to be taking care of my baby for the most part. She's a great mom. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without her because as a father and men in general, it's important to have a good mom because, you got to work still.
Yeah.
You can't really juggle. It's hard to watch a baby and work at the same time. I brought my baby to the office. She's almost 2. She's like a year and 8 months now.
Okay.
Great age, but you have to keep an eye on her.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Necessary. If I have to do something, I have to do it with her in my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Like yesterday when I got home, she wouldn't let me put her down. So I'm like, I got stuff to do.
But those are the times that you look back and cherish those times.
Yeah.
So not only do you work full time, running 2 companies, really, the moving company and the store, and a full time family man, and you still find time to kind of beat guys up. And I say that
or get beat up, one or the other.
You're in the MMA world.
Yeah. Right now I'm on a little break because I recently broke my collarbone. I've been a couple months now. But yeah, at one point I was training every day after work. So I pretty much work all day. And then about 6:30, I go train. I don't get home until like 9 or 10 at night. And that was the routine for a while until I broke my collarbone.
But you've done some matches, like you've been in the
I fought once in the day so far.
How was that experience?
It was adrenaline. Definitely another experience you cannot explain because the cardio level it's so intense. It's like because I did all 3 rounds, so I didn't get finished.
How long are the rounds in that?
So what I did was amateur 3 rounds, 3 minutes per round.
3 minutes is a long time
when it comes to fighting.
Yeah,
and
it's
and the dude and I we went at it back and forth really, and it just went so fast. And by the end of it, I couldn't even breathe. So I learned a lot from that first experience, and I've learned that cardio is the real deal. And no matter how good you are, you got to have good cardio.
And where did you do that? Did you do it here locally?
So I started locally, and then I reached out to some people in Waynesville. So I'm just trying to surround myself with people that are doing it. Because in order to do it yourself, you kind of got to learn from the people around you. So I get beat up a lot. So that's kind of how it goes in the beginning. You got to kind of just put yourself out there, even if you don't necessarily know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah. So I started locally here on the lake. I started at the Odyssey Fitness in Lori, and then after I trained with him for a bit, and then after a while, I I went out to Waynesville, met a couple of fighters out there. There's like Ray Hayes, his brother Austin Hayes. Those are the couple guys I know. The coach is Colin Carmack, so Waynesville guys. So,
Okay. So to get back into it after your shoulders full.
definitely. I'm too young, too eager. I love it too much.
You do.
You know, I have a weird goal. I want to go pro one day.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah,
So that'd be awesome. Hey, you heard it here. We started with, you were just sitting here, and then pretty soon we're going to see you on the big screen.
That's my goal. You know, I'm 0-1 amateur right now, broken collarbone and everything. But once I heal, I'm going to get back to it. I'm already running. I ran like 7 miles the other day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm all right. So right now I'm working on my cardio. So I'm using this time, you know, broken collarbone, but I'm able to do stuff still. I just can't lift as much. But I've been running a lot recently and just trying to focus on building my cardio up. So when I do fight again, I'm better. And I'm going to win the next time.
You know, the other thing that I think is interesting that you do a lot of is you're a networker. I mean, you network a lot, and you're in a BNI group. You're always at the socials. You really believe in networking with all the local people and business owners is important. And I know that it's something that you're really passionate about. Talk a little bit about your networking and BNI experience and what that's done for you.
Networking, you know, especially coming from like a local business owner, not necessarily a corporate. I say your network is your business in a way. It's obviously what you do, what you provide, you know, a service or a product, which I'm a moving service, but you know, your biggest supporters are your local people, you know, and I think it's good to get your name out there. It's good to get your face out there, put a face with a brand. Usually when you create good relationships with people, they want to help you.
Yeah. This community is like that. I mean, there's I would say a lot of camaraderie amongst business owners here locally at the lake. And, you know, in the LOZ app, we have all local business owners. That's all we do. And I am always astounded at the relationships that I'm able to kind of connect with people from one business to another. Everybody likes to help each other out.
Yeah.
They want everyone to be successful. Even people that compete, like I have realtors that, you know, everybody's competing out there.
Yeah.
But they want the best for everyone. They understand that there's plenty of business, and if you do it the right way, it's a great place to work, and it's a great community to be in.
Definitely. There's nothing like the lake. You know, I think it's before we got national news, it was like a secret, a Midwest secret, you know, and but the people are down here are one of a kind. You know, people wave to each other. They don't even know each other. You know, you're not gonna get that in the cities.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool local feel.
Yeah, and you know,
and it's getting big. I mean, the lake's no longer this little town.
No, not especially summertime. You know, it's grown a lot in the last 5 years. I think there's enough business for, like you say, everyone. It's all about doing good work at the end of the day. Yeah. You know, no matter who you are, who you hire, as long as you're taken care of and you're satisfied with the service you're given, you know, that's what it's all about.
So how do people get a hold of you if they want to do a move, if they have some moving questions, if they want to get a bid? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
So a couple ways. Obviously, you can always call 573-965-0007. That's a main direct line. You can go on the LOZ All Around Movers.
Yeah, go right through the app and go to moving. Yeah. You got a couple buttons in there. You can get to all the information they want. Thank you for the help on the lead in there. That was great. And we will, you know, we're going to have a couple conversations with Matt throughout the year. And so we're going to kind of follow up with you as we get into the fall. I'm sure business changes a little bit and there's different kinds of moving going on there. Now everybody's trying to get in for the season.
Yeah.
You know, like you were just telling me, like, you know, you had some moves on the 4th of July weekend. Like, those are people who are like, they bought a place, they closed, and they want to be in enjoying it.
And, you know, we're busy too. So I'm trying to accommodate to everyone that I can and, you know, make sure I don't overbook myself where I do bad work. You know, I think that's important as a business owner, and do what you can handle. And, like, you know, everybody's trying to get the job done before the holiday weekend. You know, we'll be working the holiday weekend, which is good. You got to take the work when it shows that.
You got to do that. I tell people that, you know, down here, there is no vacation in the summer. Right. You got to take your vacations in the winter. Guys, I want to tell you, Matt's a good dude. You need to help him out. And if you have anybody who has any moving needs at all, have him call All Around Movers, have him connect with Matt and get his company, because he does so much for charity organizations. He does so much locally. He's always out to help guys and help people with what they're doing. And I'm proud to call him a friend. And I just I'm excited to have you on the podcast, man. It's been awesome. And we're gonna cheer you on, man, when you get in the ring again, in the kill.
I'd say give me about another year, maybe by the end of next summer, I will be ready to fight again, and I'll keep everybody posted. It's only the beginning. I got another decade before. I'm 30, so I'm gonna use my youth while I have it. But yeah, and I actually feel very young still, and I got another decade of training in me.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thanks again for tuning in for another episode of the Podcast Network. We are going to see you again next week with a new guest. We'll go through some things with new companies around town. We want you guys to understand and learn about the local owners that are behind these companies. They're the same people you see at the grocery store, you see them at church, your kids are playing at the park with them, and we want to highlight those people for you. So when you go into the LOZ app, you can, give your patronage to a local owner here at the Lake of the Ozarks. Until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Matt.
No problem.
All right, brother.
I appreciate it, Ken.